Hi friends, and welcome back to Veggie Time at Home with Miss Hannah. So for the last few weeks, I've been sharing some of my favorite recipes with you, and some of them come from this cookbook right here called The Joy of Cooking. This is one of my favorite cookbooks. As you can see, it is huge, it is heavy, and it has over 4,000 recipes in it, which is a lot. With this much information, it can be hard to know exactly where to get started, but luckily for you, today I'm going to teach you how to read a recipe using the expert knowledge from this book. I know that reading a recipe can seem like reading a book or reading anything else, but recipes use a lot of special language that I'm going to teach you about today. So let's get started. We're going to start off with the title. When you look at a recipe, the title is usually very big and at the very top, and it gives you a hint about what you're about to make. So as you can see here, we are going to make fried rice. After we've looked at the title and we know what we're going to make, the next thing that you want to do is read the recipe all the way through. This is really, really important so that you know exactly what to expect when you're cooking. You can know if you need to preheat the oven or if things need to be prepared in advance. That's why I always read the recipe through at least 2 times so that everything is prepared and ready to go when I start. Next, we have the ingredient list. This tells you what types of food you need and how much of each thing you need when you start cooking. It's important to remember that the amount of each ingredient is listed here and usually not in the instructions. Another thing that's important to note about the ingredient list is that sometimes there are instructions in the list. So if you have a carrot and you need it to be diced or chopped, often it will say that in the ingredients, so you know that you should do that ahead of time. If you want, with this information, you can do something called a mise en place, which is French for everything in its place. That means that you get everything prepped, cut, measured, set out, and ready to go before you even start cooking. This helps so that you're all prepared and everything is ready to go, and you're not running around doing something that you forgot to do while your food is overcooking on the stove or anything like that. Next, we have the directions or the instructions. This tells you exactly how to cook the food. Most recipes use something called sequential language, which I know is a big word, but it's just things like next, after, then, that tell you what order to do things in. This helps us so that we know exactly how to cook and in what order to do it in. A lot of recipes tell you to season something to taste, but what does that mean? Basically, we all taste things differently and like different things. So knowing when to add more of something to your liking is a skill that we learn the more that we cook. When you see a recipe that says season to taste, it just means that you can add more or less of that ingredient depending on what you like. The ingredients that you are usually asked to season something to taste with are either salt or something acid like lemons or limes. The last thing to remember about reading a recipe is that they're a good guide, but you don't have to follow them exactly. It's important to know that you can add things or take things away or add a little bit less or a little bit more of something depending on what you like and your favorite tastes. I hope you enjoyed learning about how to read a recipe today. Remember that practice makes perfect and you'll get better at these things as you cook more. So thanks for joining me during Veggie Time at Home this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye!